All right, so tomorrow night on Sunday Night Football, we got a big game. We have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers coming into SoFi to take on your Los Angeles Rams. Now, let's talk about the upcoming matchup, shall we? So let's get to it right now. As you know, it's a big game. You can watch it on NBC. It'll be tomorrow night at around 5:20. So let's get to it. As you see, it'll be Baker Mayfield taking on Matthew Stafford. Keep in mind, Baker Mayfield was an ex-Ram. He took over when Stafford got hurt a couple years ago, and we all know what he did, which we'll talk about in a little while. But let's talk about more about this game. Let's talk about what's at stake here. So right now, first place is on the line for both teams. As you see, the NFC West, the Rams on a 5-game winning streak. They took out the Seattle Seahawks last week. We all know what happened when they won that last game on a field goal. And then you look at Seattle, they're 7-3. They take on Tennessee, should be a winnable game. The 49ers, who just got Brock Purdy back, who look very, very incredible, I have to admit, they're going to take on the Panthers, which is a key game for both Carolina and Tampa Bay. As you see on the South, Carolina's chasing Tampa Bay. And then we have the Cardinals at 3-7, who are continuing to struggle. Meanwhile, in the NFC South, the Buccaneers hold a 6-4 record, but they've lost 2 games in a row to very good teams, by the way. They lost to a very good New England team a couple of weeks ago, and they also lost last week in a heartbreaker to Buffalo. As you see the standings here, let's continue on. So this is the current playoff seeding. So if the playoffs were to start today, you see Philadelphia and Denver, they would have byes. You go down here, it'll be the Rams and the 49ers in the wild card round, super wild card weekend. Green Bay will take on Chicago. Seattle will take on Tampa. Then you look at the AFC side. New England will be the 2 seed. They take on Jacksonville. Indianapolis will take on the Chargers. And then the Pittsburgh Steelers take on the Buffalo Bills. So very interesting scenario here as we head towards the last half of the season. Little bit of a history note here. The Buccaneers and Rams, they tackled the last 4 times. Um, we saw what happened a couple of years ago in the playoff game, but we do remember that Jared Goff did beat Tom Brady in 2020. That was a regular season matchup. And then we all know what happened in the playoffs about a year later. For those of you that don't remember, here's a little bit of history. You remember the famous Stafford to Cooper Cup, who made the big play that set up the winning field goal. So that was a big win there for the Rams. Meanwhile, Tampa Bay, ever since Tom Brady left, they made the playoffs with Baker Mayfield as their quarterback, and it's good to say that Baker Mayfield is actually growing. I'm a fan of Baker Mayfield. I'll admit, Baker Mayfield is a good quarterback. I mean, he just um, hasn't really been looked at much. He basically no one thought he was that good I mean, he had that one good year in Cleveland. Then, they sent it to Carolina and a quarterback controversy. And then you see the Rams sign him here. Um, and then on a Tuesday night, many of you remember he won that game for us when he threw that touchdown pass to Van Jefferson. We all know that, even I have to admit. And then, let's play that clip real quick.
2nd and 10. Mayfield to the end zone to Jefferson. Is that possible? Touchdown.
Now let's think about it. This guy got signed on a Tuesday. 2 days later, he's in the game. And many have say it's a meaningless game because the Rams had a losing record, but still, it meant a lot to him. Sean McVay had a lot of faith in Baker Mayfield. He put a guy in that he just signed off the streets, and he wins you the game. Many believe that is what rejuvenized Baker's career because of that one game. Now, to answer your question, did it revive his career? Absolutely. Absolutely. You look at where he was going, he wasn't going anywhere. But next thing you know, they sign him, and look what happens. Wins the game. As we go into Sunday Night Football, here is the final injury report. You see for the Rams, some key players. Rob Heavenstein, he's on the IR with a knee and ankle injury. Quentin Lake, he's on the IR with an elbow injury. Tyler Higbee, who's come back from that ACL injury, devastating injury, he's in the IR with the ankle. Xavier Smith has a concussion. Now, as of today, he did clear that concussion protocol, so it's a good sign. But Sean McVay says he's still questionable, so it could be a possible game time decision tomorrow for Xavier Smith. And then you see offensive lineman David Queensberry has a groin. He's also questionable. But the Tampa Bay Buccaneers may want to call them the underdogs or disadvantage. You see all the players that are out. Bredinson is out with a hamstring. Dean's out with a hip injury. Irving, the running back, he's out with a shoulder and a foot injury. Linebacker Hassan Reddick, he's out with an ankle injury and a knee injury. One of Baker's receivers, Chris Godwin, he's out with a fibula. And then you look at the cornerback, Benjamin Morrison, hamstring, he's questionable. Marquise Watts, his hand, he's questionable. And then, as we know, Mike Evans, he got a broken clavicle, which is on the IR, which may have ended his season, but we'll see. But a lot of injuries for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. When you see that list, you wonder why they lost 2 in a row. But again, it was against good football teams in Buffalo and New England. And here's one thing. Many say the Rams should be undefeated. Yes, they should be undefeated, and I'll tell you why. Let's go back to the Philadelphia game. They were up by 19. Somehow Philadelphia caught up. And then you have the missed field goal, 2 missed attempts, game over, you lose that game. Then we go to the Thursday night game, the San Francisco game. A game that they easily could have won. But guess what? Butterfingers, Kyron Williams, he fumbled at the 1-yard line. And he cost the Rams a win, not just once, but twice. Later on in the game, the fourth down call. To me, that was a controversial call. You could have called anything on 4th and 1. You could have quarterback sneak it. You could do a quick slant to Devontae Adams, a quick slant to Puka Nacua, even let Puka Nacua run the ball. So I still don't know why they call that run play on 4th down. But without those 2 miscues, those 2 games, the Rams should easily be 10-0 right now. They should easily be undefeated. But that is why they play the game. Baker Mayfield actually talked about Matthew Stafford. Let's hear what he had to say.
Quarterback to another. What do you appreciate about Matthew Stafford's game? They can do everything. He's always been able to make every throw. I think obviously as long as he was in Detroit, didn't get a whole lot of credit for how really good he was. And you're seeing that now. To me, he's always been a top 3 or 5 quarterback in the league. And one of the best, if not the best, pure passer ever in the history of the NFL. The way it comes off of his hand, the way he can change his arm angles. Obviously, the no look passes really started with him. So he can do it all. Makes it really tough on your defense. You got to be sound with your eyes, but he also knows how to move you and move around the pocket.
Very high praise for Baker Mayfield. Keep in mind he was also on the sideline when he was playing, so good classman respect there. He even said that Matthew Stafford is considered one of the, if not the best 5 quarterbacks in the league. Of course, we know the first two: Tom Brady, Peyton Manning. I would probably throw Brett Favre in there, Dan Marino, but Matthew Stafford is different one. If you look at his stats this season, his interceptions are very low, which shows why this team is 8-2 because he's not turning the ball over. This is what they had to do in order to make a run at it. Let's go back to the last 2 years for the Rams. You look at their starts. You look at how they started, how they finish. It's been a it's been an improvement. I must admit, it's been an improvement. Let's go back to 2023. They started the season off 4-6. They won 6 of their last 7, 10-7, but a first round exit. And then you look at last season, they went 5-5 in the first half, and then they won 5 of the last 7, including the wild card win at Minnesota. But this year, they're off to their best start in 4 years, which was a Super Bowl season, 8-2. Now I'm going to leave this here as a cliffhanger. Will the Rams win the Super Bowl? Let's watch tomorrow night. They've taken out a good Indianapolis team. They beat Indianapolis. They had a big fight with Seattle. It was a close game with them. San Francisco, they blew them out, but they also had a close matchup in the first meeting. And then you look at the Philadelphia Eagles. I think the Rams can win a Super Bowl. Now you look at the AFC, very surprisingly, the Denver Broncos is a good team. I don't know if that's the case, but anything can happen. Kansas City, I don't think they're going to be the dominant team this year. They might be out of it. If the playoffs start right now, they're not even in the playoff hunt. They're just out of it. But tomorrow night, it'll be a good game. Guys, watch it tomorrow night. It's going to be great. Come on out, Rams Nation. Again, this is E. This is for your Rams report. Thanks you guys for watching. Have a great day. And oh, I almost forgot. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody. Thanksgiving this weekend. Let's make sure we're thankful for everything. I'm thankful for this show. I'm thankful for my colleague, Jay, who's not here today. I'm thankful for all you fans that are watching, this low level sports show that's gonna be at its high peak. I believe that we're still working on it, but thank you guys for tuning in. So I'm very thankful for a lot of things this year. But again, thank you for listening. Subscribe. We'll have more shows. Again, we're under construction. I know it's been a while since we've been on the air, but we haven't forgot you, fans. So keeps tuning in. We'll see you guys next time.